Hello students, good afternoon. Welcome to the chemistry class. Today in this class we will discuss about the third part of the chapter chemical equilibrium, in which we will study about the chemical equilibrium or ionic equilibrium in the solution. Okay, so the solution which allow the passage of current through them are known as the electrolytic solutions, and such solutions consist of ions, and due to the presence of ions they are able to conduct the electric current. So the properties of an electrolytic solutions are decided by the mixture of ions present in it. Okay, now an electrolytic solution there exists an equilibrium between the ions and the undissociated molecules of the substance forming the solution. So this equilibrium is known as basically ionic equilibrium. Okay, so a large number of chemical reactions are carried out in the solution, particularly in aqueous solution, and these reactions play a very significant role in the chemistry. Okay, so the study of the equilibria involving ions in aqueous solution is very important for both qualitative as well as quantitative analysis. Okay, so now we will discuss about the electrolytes. So electrolytes are those substances which in aqueous medium conduct electricity or carry charge, are known as the electrolytes. Okay, the substance which dissociate into ions in aqueous solution are called electrolytes. They are mostly ionic compounds and possesses positively charged ion held together by electrostatic force of attraction. When they dissolve in water, the electrostatic force responsible for the holding ions together get weakened under the influence of high dielectric constant of water, and ion get separated in this form. For example, NaCl in water break into Na plus and Cl minus ion aqueous medium. So polar compounds may also dissociate into ions in the same way and act as electrolytes. So due to the presence of an oppositely charged ions, the solutions of an electrolyte conducts electric current. Okay, so electrolytes are classified into two parts. Number one, strong electrolytes means those type of electrolytes which are completely break and gets different type of ions are known as strong electrolytes. For example, NaCl, KCl, KBr, NH4Cl, HCl, HNO3, etc. So these are the strong electrolytes. In aqueous medium they break completely and produce ions. Okay, second type of electrolytes are known as weak electrolytes. These are those type of electrolytes which are dissociate partially in aqueous medium and form two different type of ions. For example, acetic acid in aqueous medium form H3O plus hydronium ion plus acetate ion. Like that, ammonia also in aqueous medium gives NH4 plus and OH minus ion. So these are the weak electrolytes because they are dissociate partially and form different type of ions. Okay, second, non-electrolytes. So the substances which cannot act or which cannot carry the charge in aqueous medium are known as non-electrolyte substances. Okay, for example, urea, glucose, glycerine, these are some examples of non-electrolytes. Okay, now come to the ionization of weak electrolytes or Ostwald dilution law. Ostwald dilution law. So the weak electrolytes are partially ionized in solution, as we know that the solution of a weak electrolyte contains both the undissociated molecules as well as ions, and there will be dynamic equilibrium will exist. Okay, so let us consider dissociation of acetic acid, which is a weak electrolyte in aqueous solution. It dissociated as acetic acid in aqueous medium gives H3 plus ion plus acetate ion. So according to the last law of mass action, equilibrium constant K equals to active mass of the product upon active mass of the reactants. Okay, now where K is the equilibrium constant, water act as a solvent and its concentration can be regarded as a constant. Therefore we have dissociation constant Ka of water equals to active mass of product upon active mass of reactant, in which water is taken in large amount, so it act as a basically negligible quantity. Okay, so here K is the equilibrium constant and refer to the ionization constant or dissociation constant of acid under study. Okay, the suffix A refers to the acid. Okay, now let us consider the general case. Suppose AB is a weak electrolytic acid which when dissolved in water dissociate partially to give A plus and B minus ion. So on that condition, degree of dissociation equals to alpha equals to number of moles undergoing dissociation means ionization upon total number of mass. Okay, so for a general reaction, when a compound AB dissociate into A plus ion and B plus ion, means when the concentration of these product reactant AB is uh, in 0, then the concentration of A is C and there is no formation of ions, so the concentration of A plus and B plus will be 0. But when this reaction reach at the equilibrium, then the concentration, suppose alpha molecules are dissociate, then C bracket 1 minus alpha, and when the alpha molecule will dissociate, then in that condition alpha molecules of products are also formed. So in that condition, for A ion cation C alpha and for anion C alpha will be formed. So therefore at equilibrium AB equal to C 1 minus A and A plus equal to C alpha and B minus equal to C alpha. So according to the law of mass action, K equals to active mass of active mass of the product upon active mass of the reactant, and putting this value and calculating, then we get K equals to C alpha square upon C 1 minus alpha. If the electrolyte under consideration is very weak, then degree of ionization alpha is very small as compared to 1. Therefore 1 alpha may be taken approximately equal to 1. Then in that condition K will equal to C alpha square, or A square equal to K by C, or simply alpha equals to under root K C. So this is the dissociation constant for a general reaction for weak electrolyte. Okay. Now, so on the basis of this formula, you can calculate the numerical problems coming into your examination. For example, this question is given in which you have to find out the dissociation constant K alpha, and putting the value you will find out the dissociation constant. Now, concept of acid and base. So what are acids and what are base? So as we know that acid and bases concept is divided into three parts. Number one, though acids are according to the Arrhenius concept, water ion concept. What are the acids? So according to the Arrhenius concept, acids are those substances which give H plus ion in aqueous medium. Okay, okay. So HCl dissociate to gives H plus ion and Cl minus ion. Those compounds which gives H plus ion in aqueous medium are known as the acids according to Arrhenius. And those substances which gives OH minus in aqueous medium are known as the bases. Okay, so this is the basic definition for Arrhenius acid base concept. Now second concept is Bronsted-Lowry constant, a protonic concept. So according to this concept, a compound which can which can donate a proton are known as basically acids. Okay, for example, as proton and H2 accept, then H3O plus formation. The compound which can donate electrons are known as acids, and the compounds which can accept electron are known as the base. So for example, HCl can donate electron and NH3 can accept electron. So HCl is a acid and NH3 is a base. Okay, so it is the Bronsted-Lowry constant of acid base. Now in this concept, a new term is coming out, that is conjugate pair of acid and bases. So what is the conjugate acid base pair? So for example, HCl acid and H2O base, when they will react and form aqueous acid 2 and base acid 1. So in the reaction of acid and base, the species which form in which form in the form of cation, are known as the basically conjugate acids, and the species which carry negative charge are known as the conjugate base. Okay, so this is the concept in which if in any reaction when it will react with acid, and if it in this reaction an acid react with a base, then the species which contain positive charge which known as conjugate acid, and which contains negative charge will known as conjugate base. So in any reaction you can calculate the conjugate acid base pair. Okay, now neutralization reaction. So as we know that when acid and base will react, then salt plus water is formed, then it is known as the basically neutralization reaction. Okay, and there is also a concept for strong acid and strong bases. So according to the Arrhenius, the acids which are completely break in aqueous medium are known as a strong acid. For example, HNO3, H2SO4 and HCl. Okay, these are strong acids. And the acids which are not completely dissociated in aqueous medium are known as the weak acid. For example, acetic acid. So all natural acids are basically weak acids, and mineral acids are strong acids. Okay, so it is the concept for strong acid and base. Okay, now come to the Lewis concept of electronic configuration. So according to the Lewis, the species which can donate lone pair of electron known as Lewis acid, which can donate lone pair of electron is known as the Lewis base, and the species which can accept a lone pair of electron will known as the acids. Okay, so for example, in this case R3N plus BF3 form a adduct. So here R3N can donate the lone pair of electron to boron trifluoride. So here R3N trialkyl amine act as a base, and boron trifluoride will act as a acid. There is other example CO plus Ni, in which CO act as a base and Ni act as a acid. Other example 2NH3, in which ammonia lone pair will donate to the silver ion. So ammonia act as a base and silver ion act as a acid. So simply according to the Lewis concept, the species which can donate lone pair of electrons, okay, are known as the bases, and the species which accept lone pair of electron are known as the acids. Okay, so it is the basic concept for Lewis concept. Now, what is the ionization of water? So water is a weak electrolyte. Okay, thank you. We will discuss in next.